Okay, YouTube, things are looking pretty good here. I want to stress that there are some final adjustments that I was doing under here with the with this tool. And what I was doing was I'd rev it, I'd keep it running kind of high in RPM, just with this, just with the idler, and then I would like around 2,000 maybe, and then I just give it a little gas and look at all four of them and give it, you know, maybe run it up to about 6,000 RPM, and then take a look at how the flame looked, and then I would adjust this just ever so slightly on the pilot on the front if it was a little too yellow. And when I'm talking slightly, I'm talking like, oops, let me show you here. It was ever so slightly, so it was like that much. And that was a big one, so just that much. And then I'd do it again, look at it, and then I, you know, adjust it a little bit more. You know, so it's just these little amounts. So this setup that I've got on this one, this is a GS750B, 1977. This is the Type D carburetor setup. There's a link in one of my previous videos where to find that. And so I started with a pilot out on the front, one turn, and this I started out one turn. And so you gotta kind of adjust the pilot. If you ever touch these up here when you're doing the vacuum mate and you're sinking, if you change the sink, you got to make fine adjustments to the pilot, because the pilot starts dumping as soon as you start twisting the knob here. As soon as you start twisting, so you can make a little adjustment. You sink it first, then make sure you do your pilots, and at the same time you got to do a little bit tweaking here with your idle air. And again, when you go up on the pilot, that's less gas, and coming down is more gas. And on this, if you're screwing in, it's going to be less air. And if you're screwing out, you're going to have more air. So when you have less air, it becomes richer. And over here again, if you screw it in, it becomes richer. So 4 of these, yeah, pretty expensive. 4 color tunes at once set you back 350, almost 400 bucks. I'm using one old one because I found that for 50 bucks on eBay, and then the other ones were new. But big help to have 4 all at once. Vacuum mate, kind of spendy, probably about 400 or 500 bucks. But you know, if it's a hobby and you want to play around, it's the way to do it. And don't forget, if you're doing this right, my wife tells me it looks like it's on life support, which I think is pretty funny. But if you're doing this kind of deal here, don't forget you gotta plug the tube here, and this usually goes into your gas tank, right? This is the vacuum suction. You don't have that plugged the whole time, you're gonna be in trouble. And I used, this is one of those things from like a shelving unit. You can get these at the hardware store a lot of times. You know, they gotta go in and they hold a shelf up, you know, like a wood shelf, bookshelf. So it fits perfect, at least for me it did. So hopefully that's helpful for you. I'm gonna put her all back together after it cools down and take her for a ride.